So there's more memories that come up, or
Yeah.
situations around that.
Yeah, what starts to come up is I remember my mom used to tell me, and I don't know if she was just making it up or I have no idea, but she would tell me that my dad was on his way to come get me. He wanted to see me. And
After he had left.
After he had left.
And you were growing up.
Right. So.
Did he ever come?
Well, so this happened throughout my life. I remember being, I guess one of the main memories, because this happened repeatedly, is being about 8 or 9 years old, packing my bags, super excited, and this was not the first time it had happened, but every time I still ran into the situation with so much, I was just so sure, and I was just, I guess the excitement would...
Daddy's gonna be here.
Yeah, that I was overcome with excitement, and I never allowed doubt to come in at the beginning of the situation, and so this happened time and time again. So I'd go pack my things, and I'd go sit outside, and I'd sit on the steps, and I would count cars, and I would tell myself, okay, the 7th car, it's him, it'll be him. And I would never really know what he was driving or anything, so I would do that. So 7 cars would go by, and this is in Mississippi on a country road, so it would take sometimes an hour for 7 cars to go by, and so I'd tell myself when the 7th one would go by and it wasn't him, okay, the next 7, it'll be the 7th one. And I'd start over, and I'd do this over and over again until it was well into the night. And the whole time, after each of the 7, the 7th car would go by over and over again, I would lose a little faith in myself, because picking that number 7 was tied into my intuition in a way. Even at a young age, so I'd start doubting myself more than him for some reason. I turned it on myself, and well, obviously I don't,
You counted wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I was doing, and I would just really internalize that, and Daddy would never come. But I can tie that into the original thing I brought up to be coached on, because I can tie that into not being sure of myself, and with the work situation, the branding person, my intuition told me something, and I just became the same type of feeling, just filled with excitement and passion and certainty. But the moment that I was told that I might need to second guess myself,
when Daddy didn't come,
I just completely backed off and just was filled with self-doubt. Anyway, so that's the other part of the other memories it brought up.
So really the mistakes that Dad made, the abuse really that you had there, of someone even telling you that he could come, that was so cruel in a sense, but you made it be your problem.
Yeah, I guess I would distract myself with the idea that I would get more caught up in that I was wrong. I was wrong.
So what's the limiting belief here?
That I don't know. I mean, that I might think I know something, but I'm wrong.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like it was your fault he didn't come?
No, I don't remember ever feeling rejected, just let down. Just let down.
Okay. So the biggest limiting belief then is what? Don't trust others? Don't?
Well, yeah, that's a big one. That's a reoccurring limiting belief I have.
But there's a deeper one here.
There's a deeper one. I don't know.
What's the one about you?
Well, what's popping in my head is that I can't trust myself.
Don't trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Your most primitive intuition and instincts don't trust.
Right. And it's such a big part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, I mean, there's part of me that knows that the stronger my intuition is,
Mm-hmm.
the more me I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my superpower,
Mm-hmm.
is my intuition. And I use it as my guide in life a lot. But now I'm realizing that I've been trying to read books and watch documentaries and all these things on intuition to figure out how to strengthen mine. But now I'm realizing right now that that I've got it wired in so deeply that I can't trust my intuition, that I'm disconnecting myself from fully experiencing it and from experiencing that complete connection, that total connection to my intuition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm what's in the way. There's no...
Sometimes when I'm coaching people, I see with this technique that they rewire kind of on the spot.
Okay.
So, has that happened?
Well, with the awareness of the source,
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like I'm taking back my power in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm just tapping into it.
There's a lot more there.
Yeah.
Maybe you've turned a little bit more toward trusting yourself.
Yeah, with the
Going with your
awareness, a
instincts.
shift is taking place.
Okay, so what's going to be different in the future?
I'm not going to doubt myself. I'm going to take some chances.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my promise to myself. And maybe I'll put amount of time on it. And for the next 2 weeks, every time my intuition tells me something, I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to let doubt enter my mind, and I'm just going to see what happens.
Okay. So you're going to try this experiment.
Yes.
That for 2 weeks, when you feel that instinct coming up, you're going to trust it.
Yes.
All right. How will you be accountable for that? How will I know, if I ask you a week from now, are you doing it?
Well, I can write about it. I can write or record in my phone if I'm not in a position to be able to write, if I'm going down the road or something, and I have a hunch, or what I call a knowing, and I will state that
Out loud?
and then I will, I'll just watch the pieces come together, and I will share that with you. I'll watch the pieces fall into place and share that with you. I had a hunch that this was going to take place, and this is what ended up happening.
Can I give you a visual that
Yes.
might help?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about you when you have that hunch. What if the little girl flashed in front of you and you said to her, okay, I'm going to go with you. I believe that what you're telling me is true, and I'm going to go with it instead of, her getting the opposite message.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Another thing, without really thinking about it, I wrote down as a title for an article or a blog. This was almost 2 months ago. I wrote down for a title of one of the writings to be Intuition versus Insecurities. And I'm now seeing that coming together. Even this morning, driving to work, I remembered that writing or that title and felt like I believed that because I was thinking I need to go in and write about that. Why haven't I written about that already? And then I said to myself, well, I think that the pieces will fit together, everything will fall into place, and you'll have something more to write about. You don't have a full understanding yet. And that's what's happening right now.
You kind of trusted yourself there, didn't you?
Right, and I'm having a full understanding too, yeah.
So how did you rewire this? I mean, all of a sudden now you're able to look at it, and how'd you do it?
All of a sudden I'm confident and I'm sure, and and I'm excited about building this and getting out of my own way. And it's just having that realization. And it's happening as we're talking. It's having the realization, pinpointing the origin of how that belief got wired in. And I think just even though I just came up with these new beliefs, just by having that awareness and saying that to myself, it's already happening.
I can tell.
It's already happening.
Good, good. And you feel like you're going to be able to use it in that experiment and see what happens with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll be eager to hear from you.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell?
I think that's it.
Yeah.